Hi all, today we will see how to debug Salesforce function. So in the earlier session we observed that how to get the debug logs from Apex class using system.debug syntax. Now we will see how to get the logs or how to debug in Salesforce function. Please subscribe my channel to get the latest update. What is the tip for today? Let's go with the tip first. How do you know how many objects, custom settings, API requests, licenses are being used in your Salesforce org? We can use the system overview page to check the details. How will you get that? You have to go to the setup, then search with system overview. You will just get this type of screen called system overview. From this screen you will get to know how many objects you have created, how many custom settings you have created, what is the API uses or what are the API requests till now, then how many licenses also you can get, and as well as you can get that the respective business logic, how many rules you have or how many Apex triggers you have written in your org. Now let's come to the agenda for today. So first we will learn how to run log trail from Salesforce function, then we will check how to debug Salesforce function logs, then what is log drain and how to manage it, and after that we will discuss some questionnaires and then we will close this session for today. So before going to run the log trail for Salesforce function, just I would like to request you, if you guys have missed out my earlier sessions about Salesforce function or how to set up the environment or how to create, deploy and test Salesforce function, I would like to request you please visit those sessions, then it will be easy to understand this session. If you not, then I would like to request you please go to the link mentioned in the description for this video. Okay. Now before going to discuss about the run log trail for Salesforce function, I will go to my VS Code. So as per yesterday's session, we have learned how to create the Salesforce function, right? So here you can see we have created one function called, just a moment, called account function. So in the account function, this is the default template. So when you will create any function, Salesforce will generate the default template called that export default async function, and then the logger.info, then results, then we are returning the results. So what is the function doing? The function is getting the data from the Apex class or from any other tool, as well as this function helps to return the results with respect to this query. So how we have written this query? We are using the Salesforce SDK to get the results. So here we are using context.org.data-api.query, then we have written the query. So now after that we are just printing the results, right? Now our question is that when we will write this Apex class, so this is the Apex class, the Apex class name is the account service class, and in this Apex class we have named the method as account function. So in this Apex class we have called the same function using the specific methodology or specific syntax mentioned by Salesforce. So in the earlier session we got to know the response in the Apex class, but we don't actually from the earlier sessions we didn't get the result or we didn't get the debug from logger.info or from the Salesforce function directly. So what happened, if let's assume that this is my scratch org, and if we'll run this function here, so this is the class, this is the method name. So when I will execute this class, from the class the respective function will be invoked. So let's say if I'll execute this anonymous, so it will return the debug as the response. Okay, so from where it is generated? In the Apex class. this response is coming from the Salesforce function. So from the Salesforce function we are returning the results, right? Select ID name from account to Apex class. Now if I'll go to the return to the debug log, you can see that the success message done is equal to true, total size is equal to 1. Currently my scheduler is having only one account record and the account details ID and name, because we have written the query select ID comma name from account. So these debug we got it. Now but from the function how to generate this logger or how to get the debug or how to get the log from the Salesforce function. So for this this is the objective for today's session. Okay, so how will we set up this logger? Now before, the best practice is that before going to work with any function syntax, first you have to log in your function dev org. How will you log in that? Just write down sf login functions. So it will redirect to your Salesforce dev.org where function is enabled, but this is not the scratch org, this is your dev instance. So let's log into my dev instance where function is enabled. Okay, now I logged in successfully, right? Now how will I get this, how will I set up this thing? So first we need to write that sf env, that's the environment, then logtail -e, then my compute environment name. So as per yesterday's session already we have created the compute environment and I have kept the name as name of my compute environment as my compute env. So what I will do, I will copy this syntax from here. So what this syntax will do, this syntax will set up the live logger for your Salesforce function. Now you can see this already I have set up the logger for the Salesforce function. Now it's waiting to get the result to when you will run the function. In this window you will get the respective log from the Salesforce function. You can see the operation is not being terminated, still it is waiting to get any log, right? Now what I will do, I will do the same thing, I will try to run the same anonymous and I will check is that log being generated from Salesforce function or not. Let's try to execute this anonymous. Now I will go back to the method. Now see, when we will run this anonymous block from the developer console, the respective log is being generated, right? So you will get to know the logger or the log generated from Salesforce function. You can see invoking account function with payload, right? So this is being generated, this one, invoking account function with payload. So what is payload? What parameter I have sent from my Apex method of the Apex class. So this is my Apex method, account function. Now what parameter I have sent? I have sent the parameter as name is to knowledge studio. So all those things I have described in the earlier session, you can visit my earlier session also. Now if I will go to that the Salesforce function, you can see logger.info, this is the syntax to generate the log or to get the logs from Salesforce function, and even the data is nothing but the parameter sending from Apex class or Apex method. Okay, so name you can see invoking account function with payload, name is to knowledge studio, as well as you will get the results also, logger.info, this is the result we will get from the same result we will get from the Apex class because we are returning the result to the Apex class. Okay, so this is the importance of the importance to set up the log tail for my compute environment. Here you can see we have set up the log tail for compute environment. But one thing is that if you want to execute any syntax, you can go to the other terminal and work on it, or you can terminate the logger. So how can you terminate? You can press Ctrl C and then you can terminate the job by pressing I. So now the entire job is being terminated or the logger has been stopped, and it depends on your local drive or in your VS Code setup. Now thing is that after this, what we will learn how to set up this log in the external system. So you don't need to stop the you don't need to terminate the batch job, or you don't need to worry the log generated yesterday or 2 days back. You don't need to worry that. Okay. Now we will see how we will do that. This is already we have covered how to debug Salesforce function logs. So using logger.info you can get the Salesforce log, and if you want to terminate the job or terminate the logger, you can just press the Ctrl C and press I. Now we will learn about log drain. Now what is log drain? Log drain helps you to capture log into the external system for analyzing the logs, for export, as well as the archiving, as well as you can see the previous logs. Those logs will be present in your live system. Now in your modern world there are multiple log drain systems help to extract logs from my compute environment. What are the tools or what are the softwares are there? One is the LogDNA, now it is called Mezmo, then Coral Logics, then Papertrail, Splunk, and so on. So many websites are there to get the logs or to capture the log in live environment from the external system. But I would like most the LogDNA. So we will see how to use LogDNA to get the logs from my compute environment. So first what I will do, I will log into LogDNA. So just search with LogDNA. You can find that the Mezmo, or you can find out the Mezmo. Actually the name has been changed. So you can see that LogDNA is now Mezmo. Okay, or you can search with Mezmo, no issue. Now you can go to this and you can set up, you can sign up this Mezmo. So let's assume that already I have signed up for this demo purpose. Now I will teach you how to set up this Mezmo for generating the logs from the external, from the compute environment. What we will do, first when you will sign up, you will automatically redirect to your log view. Okay, so this is already I have completed. So when you will sign up, and after that when you will sign in, you will get some steps to get the logs. Okay, now this Mezmo actually is the trial version, and it is trial version for 14 days only. Remember one thing, this is the trial version is 14 days only for your organization. That means 14 days per organization, the trial limit. So per organization you will get only 14 days in the trial version. So currently you can see my organization name is home1, right? By default you can, whatever you will give the organization name, you can do that. Now for understanding what I will do the same step, so it will be easy for you to create or to generate the logs in Mezmo or in LogDNA. Now what you will do that, if your trial version is ended, how will you do that? Just to create, or in the beginning, just to create the organization. Let's click on that all organization, then you can create a new organization. Let's say you will put the organization name is the home2. So when you will sign up or sign in, you will get the same screen. So that's why I come to this screen for better understanding. Now what you will do, you will just create the organization name, put the organization name, let us say home_2, then choose source. Please copy the ingestion key, however it is not required, but for just for comparison it is better to note down. Now what I will do, I will click on try now. So it will just run the samples test, the sending logs, it nothing related to Salesforce, it is just testing it is working fine or not. It will take a minute. Yeah. Now here you can get the message logs are received, but remember these things, till now we have not set up anything for Salesforce. Now it will redirect to the dashboard. So you will get the same screen what I have mentioned earlier. So this is the home to, and you can see trial 14 days left. So you can use the different organization, but remember this is only for 14 days in the trial version. Now how will you set up? You can see here one option called add log sources. So click on that, and now you will get so many tools by which you can set up the log source. So for Salesforce we will use the Heroku. So click on that, you will see Heroku LogDNA commands. So if you want to use Heroku seal spaces, you can use this one, and if you don't want to use the Heroku seal spaces, you can use this one. So what I will do, I will copy this syntax, put here. Now we will set up the live log in the system. So what is the syntax here? First we need to write SF, then environment, then LogDNA. Initially we have written the log tail. Now add double hyphen environment is equal to my compute environment name. So in this case my compute environment name is that my compute env, and then we need to put the URL. So what will be the URL? What we have generated from the Mezmo app using the Heroku app. Okay. Now we need to copy this syntax, put here URL. What is the Heroku app name? So for now what we will do, close that window. You can see here the app name is Mezmo sample, but you can create the different apps as per your business logic or as per your business purpose. So here we can use the default app Mezmo sample. So what we will do, we will write that. Okay, sorry, what is the name? Mezmo sample, right. So our syntax is ready. Now what we will do, I will copy this one and I will run from my VS Code. Now it is setting up to send the log from compute environment to external system. Now you can see creating then for environment my compute env, it is completed successfully, it is executed. Now this is the window, right? Now when we will run the same syntax from the developer console, the anonymous, here we can see the log. Now what I will do, I will run the same syntax here, let us say execute. Now I will go back to here, it is waiting to get the logs, let us see. Yes, you can see the log is being generated. This one, invoking account function with payload. What is the payload we have sent from the Apex class? The knowledge studio. And what are the results after running the query? This is the query, right? So now our LogDNA has been set up using the external system. It's really nice feature to save the logs or to export the logs, or you can see the past logs also. Now how to will set that, how will to see the past log? You can select the time frame. You can select the time frame and you can get the logs on the specific window. as well as you can find out the any let's say if I want to function this one, invoking account function, I can search with the keyword as well. Let's say enter, then automatically you can see that log is being generated with the keyword invoking account function. So you can customize with respect to your business purpose. You can save it, your log, or you can export it, and whatever you need the system. So for now I remove this and just a blank search. So it will come with all types of logs. So in this way you can set up the external system to get the logs. Now I'll go back to my presentations. Now those things already I have told you, right? How to sign up. This is the sign up syntax. I will mention in my description link. So this is that mezmo.com sign up today. After successfully signing it will then automatically to the logs view. Then open add log source. That is, you have to select Heroku to get the log drain, and then you need to add you need to update the syntax sf env log drain add _ environment is equal to your compute environment name, then double hyphen, then whatever you will get that the Heroku drain URL you have to put. Remember one thing, whatever the default app it is created for you, put the default app name here. So once you have set up successfully those steps, and whenever you will execute the syntax, you will get the message creating drain for environment, my compute env done. So that's it, how to generate the logs from your compute environment to your external system. Let's go back to the questionnaires. First question is that what is log drain? So log drain helps you to capture the logs, analyze and export the logs to external system in live environment. So you don't need to worry about that where is your log, is the log is being removed or not. You don't need to worry. All the logs are being saved in the system. Whenever you wish, you can export it, you can analyze it, and obviously it will return the results in the lifetime. Now how to get the log from Salesforce function? You can use logger.info comment to get the log from Salesforce function. From the Apex class you have to use system.debug. From Lightning Web Component JS you can use the console.log, but for Salesforce function you can use the logger.info to show or to get the logs generated from the Salesforce function. Thank you all. See you. Bye bye.